Have you ever wondered why the United States dominates global military power? It's a story that stretches from the end of World War II right up to today, a story of overwhelming strength, advanced technology, and a worldwide presence that costs staggering amounts of money. In 2025, the proposed U.S. military budget soared past $900 billion. To put that into perspective, that's more than the military spending of China, Russia, India, the UK, France, Germany, Japan, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, and Brazil combined. It's an almost unimaginable sum. But the real question is, what does this massive investment actually buy? Let's start with the hardware. A flying computer packed with sensors and firepower. Then there are the stealth bombers, like the B-2 Spirit and the new B-21 Raider, designed to strike targets deep within enemy territory without ever being detected. Beneath the waves, a fleet of nuclear-powered submarines patrols silently, capable of launching ballistic missiles from anywhere in the world. On the surface, massive aircraft carriers act as floating cities and mobile air bases. These titans of the sea, like the USS Gerald R. Ford, can project American power to any coastline on Earth, carrying dozens of fighter jets, support aircraft, and thousands of personnel. And we can't forget the rise of unmanned systems, drones. From the high-altitude Global Hawk used for surveillance to the deadly Reaper used for precision strikes, have become a cornerstone of modern warfare. They gather intelligence around the clock and can engage targets without risking a pilot's life. Every single dollar of this budget fuels constant innovation, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in weapons and defense technology. But it's not just about having the best toys. A key part of America's military strategy is its global footprint. The United States operates over 750 military bases in more than 70 countries, from Germany and Japan to smaller outposts across Africa and the Middle East. This vast network allows the U.S. to respond to a crisis anywhere on the planet with incredible speed. This forward presence is a powerful tool. It reassures allies, who often rely on the American security umbrella, and it sends a clear message to potential adversaries. When U.S. fighter jets fly in formation over Eastern Europe, or when an aircraft carrier strike group sails through the South China Sea, it's a demonstration of capability and commitment. It's about being there, ready to act before a situation escalates. So why does the U.S. feel the need for such overwhelming power? The primary reason, according to defense experts, is deterrence. The idea is to have a military so powerful that no country would dare to launch a direct attack against the United States or its key allies. It's about preventing wars before they even start, beyond pure defense. This military strength is crucial for protecting American interests around the globe. This includes safeguarding vital trade routes, ensuring the flow of resources like oil, and maintaining stability in regions critical to the global economy. In a way, the U.S. military acts as a global security provider, and its influence shapes international politics and diplomacy every single day. When American diplomats negotiate, the power of the U.S. military is always in the background. However, the nature of conflict is changing rapidly. Future wars won't be won by tanks and ships alone. The new battlegrounds are in cyberspace, in outer space, and in the realm of artificial intelligence. The Pentagon is pouring billions into these next-generation domains. Cyber warfare is a top priority. A sophisticated cyber attack could potentially cripple a nation's power grid, financial systems, or even its military command and control networks. That's why the U.S. invests heavily in both defensive and offensive cyber capabilities, protecting its own networks while developing ways to disrupt an enemy's. Artificial intelligence is another game changer. AI is being used to analyze vast amounts of intelligence data, pilot autonomous drones, and run complex wargame simulations to predict enemy moves. The goal is to create a military that can think, decide, and act faster and smarter than any opponent. We're talking about systems that can identify targets, suggest strategies, and even manage logistics with minimal human intervention. Then there's the race for hypersonic weapons. These are missiles that can travel at over 5 times the speed of sound, maneuvering unpredictably as they fly. They are incredibly difficult to track and intercept, posing a major threat to traditional defense systems like aircraft carriers. The US is in a fierce competition with China and Russia to develop and deploy its own hypersonic arsenal, and we can't overlook space. Satellites are the unseen backbone of the modern military. They provide global communication, precise navigation for troops and missiles through GPS, and round-the-clock surveillance of the entire planet. Dominance in space is now considered essential for victory on Earth. That's why the US established the Space Force, a new branch of the military dedicated to protecting American assets in orbit and ensuring access to space. But for all this incredible technology, the human element remains the most critical component. The American military is made up of millions of dedicated soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. Their training is relentless and realistic, preparing them for the intense pressures of combat. Behind them are legions of engineers, scientists, strategists, and analysts who design the weapons, plan the missions, and guide the decisions, from complex joint military exercises with allies to the daily patrols of naval ships along critical sea lanes. Every action is meticulously planned and executed. It is an engine of power that not only defends the nation but also projects its influence across the entire globe, shaping the world we live in today and preparing for the uncertain challenges of tomorrow. Thank you for watching. If you found this look into the US military interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into the forces that shape our world.